With so much going on beneath the surface, this film deserves a closer look. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Us. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at little details and references you might have missed in Jordan Peele's 2019 work of horror. If you haven't seen the film yet, keep in mind this video is one big spoiler.
Can't believe you kept all this inside for so long.
Number 10, Ch.U.D Videotape. Although the audience's attention is drawn to the Hands Across America commercial during the film's opening scene, observant viewers will also notice the movie Ch.U.D grouped in with several other videotapes on a shelf. While it may seem inconsequential at first, this 1984 sci-fi horror film clearly had a great impact on Jordan Peele. The film centers on a police officer who teams up with the manager of a homeless shelter to find the culprits behind several mysterious disappearances. Their investigation takes them down a manhole to the sewers where humanoid creatures have been taking people. This mirrors numerous plot points and themes presented in Us, from an underground society rising up to how the homeless are often overlooked and mistreated by the masses. Number 9, Down the Rabbit Hole.
After all, we haven't been invited, and curiosity often leads to trouble.
When the Wilson family sits across the room from their tethered counterparts, it's almost like being at the Mad Hatter's tea party. Even the cryptic way Red speaks is very Lewis Carroll-esque. The most noteworthy nod to Alice in Wonderland, however, comes during the climax when Adelaide finds the entrance to the underground facility. Adelaide essentially falls down the rabbit hole to a world governed by madness. Thus, it's only fitting that she would stumble upon not just one, but an entire population of white rabbits. Just as the rabbits seem to be multiplying, the same can be said about the doppelgangers joining hands up above. Number 8, Kitty Cuts Herself. In an interview with the Philippine Daily Inquirer, actress Elizabeth Moss described her character Kitty Tyler as, quote, someone who has a really good life but feels like she never got to be who she wanted to be.
Jordan was so awesome because there's just no limit to how weird you can get.
Fearing that the best years of her life have slipped away, Kitty tells Adelaide at the beach that she had a little work done on her face. Kitty spends so much time clinging to her youth, however, that she's completely blindsided when death casts its shadow over her family. After the Tyler clan is murdered by their doppelgangers, Kitty's shadow admires herself in the mirror and cuts her own face. This parallels Kitty's plastic surgery, but instead of preserving her looks, the doppelganger demonstrates that beauty is only skin deep. Number 7, Red's vocal cords.
Be careful.
Whereas the other doppelgangers can only seem to utter grunts and moans, Red stands out as the only one who speaks fluent English. Of course, whenever Red opens her mouth, it sounds as if her vocal cords got run over by a car.
Run!
Everything comes together in the end, though, as it's revealed that Red was the real Adelaide all along. Years ago at the House of Mirrors, Adelaide was strangled by Red, who subsequently restrained her double and took her place on the surface. This not only explains why she was the only member of the Tethered who could speak, but also why her voice was so piercing. Despite being chained down, the real Adelaide refused to remain silent. Number 6, next stop, the Twilight Zone.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity.
Watching Us, it becomes clearer than ever why Jordan Peele was the ideal candidate to helm the latest incarnation of the Twilight Zone. The film is full of subtle touches that echo the works of Rod Serling, although one episode in particular Peele has singled out as his main inspiration is Season 1's Mirror Image.
There's nothing wrong to begin with. The only thing wrong with you people is you need some sleep or something.
The story follows Millicent Barnes, a young woman stuck at a bus depot where she encounters somebody who looks exactly like herself. Millicent is driven to believe that this lookalike is from a parallel universe and is going to steal her life.
Miss Barnes! Millicent! What's the matter? Wait a minute.
In addition to mirroring Adelaide's dynamic with Red, the episode touches upon themes of identity, humanity, and what it truly means to be afraid of one's own shadow.
Where did you go? What do you want?
Number 5, Corey Feldman. Home Alone may get a shout out, but this movie actually has more references to Corey Feldman than Macaulay Culkin. The first nod to Feldman comes early in the film when young Adelaide's mother mentions that they're shooting a movie by the carousel on the boardwalk. The film she's talking about is 1987's The Lost Boys, which starred Feldman and was mostly shot in Santa Cruz, California. At the carnival, Adelaide receives a Thriller t-shirt featuring Michael Jackson, who had been friends with Feldman during his days as a child star. Finally, when Red confronts Adelaide years later in a classroom, she tells her it's our time now, taking a page from Feldman's co-star Sean Astin in 1985's The Goonies.
Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
Number 4. Black Flag t-shirts. The Thriller t-shirt isn't the only significant article of clothing in the film. When Adelaide is at the carnival with her parents, a man by the Whack-A-Mole game is wearing a Black Flag shirt. Consisting of 4 black lines, the shirt foreshadows the importance of 11/11. Another man at the carnival holds a sign reading Jeremiah 11:11, which refers to a Bible verse about an inescapable great evil. Then, when the tethered ultimately emerge in the present, they commence their attack roughly around 11:11 p.m. One of Kitty's daughters also dons a Black Flag shirt, except the logo is now white instead of black. In retrospect, this should have been a red flag that something sinister was about to rise above.
Black Flag's logo originated by one Raymond Pettibone, the amazing artist. That became synonymous with unrest, chaos, rebellion, and those pushing against anything you got.
Number 3. Aint Got Rhythm.
That's a classic right there.
When the audience is first introduced to the Wilsons, we're led to believe they're a run-of-the-mill American family. Through the tiniest detail, however, it's hinted that something isn't quite right. Driving to their vacation home, Adelaide and Gabe expose their children to some classic 90s music. Adelaide sings and snaps along with the hip-hop tune I Got 5 on It, trying to get her son Jason in rhythm.
Get in rhythm.
Here's the thing though, she's totally off-tempo. Knowing that Adelaide was actually Red puts a new perspective on this scene. Although she's managed to blend in with society, Red will never entirely fit in. No matter how hard she tries to maintain a normal appearance, she'll always be just a little off.
I feel like it means like she's getting closer.
Number 2. Scissors. The doppelgangers plan to untether themselves from their shadows with scissors. This weapon was not chosen at random, as Jordan Peele explained in an Entertainment Weekly interview that scissors have a duality that ties into the film's deeper meaning. A pair of scissors is essentially a single entity containing 2 parts, not unlike a set of lookalikes. This isn't the first time scissors have been used to convey such themes. Scissors frequently pop up in 1991's Dead Again, where Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson both give dual performances.
Somebody help me!
In the Austrian film Goodnight Mommy, twin boys glue a woman's mouth shut and then cut it open with scissors. Also, in Hitchcock-style M for Murder, a woman being strangled uses scissors to fend off her attacker. Number 1, 'cause this is Thriller. Standing together as a symbol, the doppelgangers all wear matching red jumpsuits and brown gloves. While not as flashy, their clothing is very similar to the jumpsuit Michael Jackson wore in the music video for Thriller. After Red imprisoned Adelaide, she stole her Thriller t-shirt in order to pass herself off as the real deal. The image of Michael Jackson's iconic outfit obviously stuck with Adelaide for all those years, as she modeled the Tethered's wardrobe after it. Of course, as film critic Tasha Robinson pointed out on Twitter, maybe Peele was just trying to find a middle ground between Thriller and Invasion of the Body Snatchers' Dr. David Kibner.
Elizabeth, would you please tell me, in your opinion, exactly what is happening?
Much like the Thriller music video, it seems like the nightmare is over when the Wilsons drive off in the end. As Jason looks into his mother's eyes, however, we can see that something evil is still lurking in the dark. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.